Top 10 midlife crisis car. If you're wondering, what is a midlife crisis car? Well, generally, it's a car that somebody would get around the time of their life where they're starting to feel like they're losing control, or that maybe they've gotten a little old, or they're realizing that they've gotten a little older than they used to be, and they're trying to recapture their youth. And there's a lot of different explanations for a lot of different people. So I'm not really going to try to sit here and define it as one certain thing, because let's just face it, there's a lot of different ways that you can be going through a midlife crisis. But today we're focusing on the cars that you can buy. So what are some of the cars that you can buy? Wow, it's a good question. And I have my good friend, well, it's not quite here yet, but until he gets here, let's go ahead and take a look at this top 10 midlife crisis cars. What constitutes a midlife crisis car? Well, for starters, it has to be expensive, relative to the buyer's income, that is. Naturally, this would mean that the vehicle must be flashy. At the same time, there must be very little practicality. Let's not forget, it's always an impulsive endeavor. Coming in at number 10, easily mistaken for an Econo Ford rather than the Italian stallion that it's meant to be, we're talking about the Maserati Granturismo. Often joked of being the most flamboyant while still toting that fake exotic handbag. Coming in at number 9. What was once a World Rally Champion, now been reduced to a Vape Bros grocery getter. Although something must be said for the fact that it is still here with us the same way it was originally. We're talking about the Subaru Wrx Sti. Park bench spoiler, breast cancer awareness flavored badge and all. Oh, and let's not forget of how safe it is. It's a good selling point for the wife. Coming in at number 8. Here is an actual Ferrari, unlike the fake one we had earlier. Often joked of being the go-to purchase for your newly enriched tasteless friend that just has to brag about owning a Ferrari. Talking about the Ferrari California. Only Italian designed car that may actually have more heritage in California than it does in Italy. Coming in at number 7. I often hear these coming way before you see them. That can be from the thunderous 37-inch rolling tire, the mega train horn, or maybe even from the ultra necessary tow mirrors, all while sporting the super lift off the ground. The Brodozer. Jacked up trucks too big to fit in the garage at home, so they take up the driveway, the sidewalk, and part of the neighbor's front yard. Coming in at number 6. The best handling 2-door coupe convertible for under 100K. And yet, it can even be better than those cars with a simple upgrade. Tire upgrade. The Mazda Miata MX-5. The only car on this list that isn't found taking up 2 spots in a parking lot. And it always has a smile on its face. Coming in at number 5. The fastest production land yacht that money can buy. Boasting enough torque to shatter the rear diff right off the showroom floor. Srt Hellcat. If you don't want it in a sedan, you can get it in a coupe. You can get it in a Jeep. The only car that regularly has the protective film still left on the front bumper after you drive it off the lot. Coming in at number 4. 4 for 4x4. Not to be mistaken for a Brodozer. Those are usually 2-wheel drive. often looks like a Tasmanian devil and a mountain goat had a baby. What does that look like, you say? The Jeep. So iconic, you can recognize it without the doors.
There we go.
Or roof, or windows even. Can often be found flexing in public spaces. Coming in at number 3, sporting a 100% plastic body. And no, we're not talking about the owner. The only modern sports car that's still boasting leaf springs. One of the best cars to piss off your neighbors in more ways than one. It still has a ton of luggage space, so that's a great selling point to the lady after you come home with it unannounced. You guessed it, we're talking about the Chevrolet Corvette. One of America's sweethearts, one of the greatest sports cars, and one of the biggest midlife crisis vehicles on the road today. Coming in at number 2. Make sure you are watching this video in a solitary space. This next contender gets startled by large crowds very, very easily. And you don't want to be in its path when it does. Maybe it has to do with the exhaust being so loud that it scrambles your brain and impairs your critical thinking skills, making you more likely to plow into a crowd, a curb, a bush, a tree, a light pole, or your neighbor's fence. You guessed it, we're talking about the Ford Mustang GT. But not just any Mustang. We're talking about the Shelby line of the Mustang. Particularly. Why? Because these are the ones that you more than likely see coming in at number 1. This is at the top of the list simply because it can. In terms of impracticality, this car has back seats not for your little persons. No. It has back seats for 2 reasons only: taxes and insurance. That's it. Maybe you want the perfect excuse to take up 2 spaces at every single parking lot you drive to. Maybe you want to pull up to the tennis court, whip out your bottle of water, your matching bottle of water to the custom trim on the interior of your car. Maybe you want a set of matching gloves to go with said water bottle and interior of your car. Maybe you just want to own a Porsche. At any rate, the number 1 spot on this list goes to the Porsche 911 of any trim. It is the echelon of midlife crisis, as seen by numerous accounts over the years of Porsche driving douchebags. Ultimate level of crisis adorned at the top, in more ways than one. That's about gonna wrap it up for the top 10 midlife crisis cars. If you found this video awesome,
Make sure you smash that like button right now. Leave a comment if there's anything you thought we left out. Tell your friends.